Graphk and Wasted, baby. We back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building. Salute to the chat. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted show.
Or the Wasted and Graphk show, however which way you would like to slice it.
So I'm already hearing your tone, big bro. And I'm hearing some anger, some frustration. So let's talk about this real quick, you guys. We'll get straight to the point. It's not going to be a long live. We have a show tonight with Louis Murphy, former Raider. It's going to be a hell of a show. Hope you guys tune in 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time. So there was an interesting tidbit that dropped earlier. Everyone feels the same way about Mike Florio, right? Raider hater, all that good stuff. He put out a video this morning, kind of went under the radar. I haven't really seen too many people talking about it, but he had a show and he pretty much stated, at this point, what's the holdup? You know what I'm saying? Like we can hire our head coach. We already abide by the Rooney Rule. At this point, we can hire our GM. We can hire our head coach, right? So we seen it. Didn't really do nothing about it. It's kind of just like, okay, whatever. Just typical rumors. Then I get a few calls and I hear a few people are actually really upset player-wise about this situation that there's actually probably some fire here. Some smoke, to this fire right here, Wasted, that this can be a possibility because, everybody's been kind of waiting, right? Champ Kelly, he was already sitting in for the interviews. It looks as though Champ Kelly already has that sewn up. But what's the holdup on hiring him and just bringing in AP? Now we're hearing interesting stuff about Tom Brady, a guy that Mark Davis heavily leans on, for football knowledge. They talk business, all that good stuff. Everyone knows that he's trying to buy a minority stake in the Raiders, and they're still trying to figure that out. Mark tried to give him a super deal. The NFL didn't like that, so they had to, get back to it, right? And try and figure it out. And at some point, they're going to figure that out. But right now, from what I'm hearing is players are outraged. They're upset in that, Tom Brady doesn't want to get away from the Patriot way. He likes Mike Vrabel, former Patriot, right? A guy that, he's went to battle with. And a guy that, at the NFL level, let's just keep it a buck, man. With the Tennessee Titans, he was pretty good. He was 56-48. That's not great, but, they went to the playoffs a bunch of times. He was just fired by the Tennessee Titans. They've had QB problems there for a little while.
Former coach of the year.
Former coach of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Like Super Bowl champion Patriots, all of that.
Yeah, and usually, right, if any other year, if we were talking about potentially Mike Vrabel being our head coach, I'd be ecstatic. I'm like, oh shit, that's a possibility. I like Mike Vrabel. I love the Jim Harbaugh talk. We all know that. And for those who do not know, Ed Dodds is in LA now. So it looks as though he's interviewing for that GM spot. There's that 1-2 punch right there. It looks as though it may be happening out there in LA. But we'll talk about that.
That's irrelevant. Let me say this, Graphk. Look, man, I don't mean to jump in. I don't want to jump the line, but I gotta say something, Raider Nation. If Tom Brady comes in and pisses in our Cheerios again, off the fucking field, I am going to blow a goddamn gasket. And I don't mean to be cussing, but that's what we do over here sometimes. This right here is egregious. Tom Brady is a guy who played for the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not the Raiders. And it's not about who he played for. It's about the fact that he does not understand the importance of this hire to our fan base, to the players, to other legends who laid it on the line for our football team. And I don't want to have any of one of these little, little bro code things where they're going to hire one of his buddies because Tom Brady says that should happen.
Well,
the guys that are on the field is saying what should happen.
It's funny because the Patriot Way is actually out there. Bill Belichick. So if you really wanted to do that, you know what I mean? Like that's the guy. Like, and mind you, I know him and Tom had a turbulent relationship. And mind you, I do not want Bill Belichick in the building at all, you guys. At all. This is not me saying
I don't want Tom Brady in the building if this is the kind of decision he's going to make. And it makes me want to fucking vomit. You know what, Tom Brady? Go own a piece of the Patriots. They need your help. Get the F out of here. We don't need you here in Raider Nation, bro. You've never done a damn thing for this organization. They got to give you a piece of this team for a discount. He really can't afford to own the Raiders.
Yeah.
Listen, if they don't hire Antonio Pierce, bro, I'm telling you, I'm coming for the whole organization at the stake.
I agree. I agree because all signs are still pointing towards, mind you guys, this is not us saying that we're gonna sign Mike Vrabel. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of talk. Like I said, I just got off the phone. Everybody, they're content creators, blah, blah, blah. We do this for clicks. And I actually see Austin in the chat. And it's no shade to Austin, but bro, let me tell you something, bro. Over here at Shillmore, we don't do shit for clicks.
Yeah, bro. You know why I'm angry, bro? Because we got a few real sources. And we're not big mouths. We don't go around telling who tells us who, where, what. But I'm telling you, it's real. You could believe that. Like, hey, reach out and touch a wall in your house. If that wall is real to you, this is real. And this is not a joke. And we have people in the organization that are pissed about it.
Yeah.
Get out of here with this nonsense.
Plenty of players. And the word that was used is outraged.
They are outraged.
That was the word that was told to me by someone within the building. Outraged. And mind you, I went and checked out the Mike Florio. We already know him. He does like to create bullshit, especially around our football team that we love very much so. He's a known Raider hater, but let's just keep it a buck. Around circles in the NFL, Mike Florio does have some pull. He knows some people. So, like I said, there may be some truth to that. But
let me tell you something, bro. What players do, just like we got this information. This information was leaked to us because they understand what goes on over here. They understand that you guys are the pulse of the fan base. You guys in this chat, everybody who can hear my voice on Twitter, you guys are what make you are Raider Nation. All the content creators, all the people who watch, all the people who consume and go to games, right? Yeah. They checking temperatures. Guess what? Show them what our temperature is. We don't want this.
Yeah.
I don't want this. I got a lot of respect for Mark Davis. I respect what he's done.
Hey, I have a lot of respect for Mike Vrabel and what he's done.
And I have a lot of respect for Tom Brady as a player.
Yes.
But you know what? It's been very few great players that have made that ascension to the front office and have been good at it. Not even the great Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He wasn't a good owner twice.
Yeah.
Terrible owner. Terrible decision maker. Jerry West is the only great player that I can think of to memory who did that in the front office.
Yeah.
He's the only one, the logo.
Well, John Lynch.
He's not no great all-time great, man. John Lynch, come on, man.
I mean, Lynch was a dog in the NFL. I'm just saying he's got a Jordan, he's got a Tom Brady. I'm just saying.
You can't tell the story of professional basketball and football without Tom Brady.
I understand
Michael Jordan and Jerry West.
I'm just saying that some people translate. You know what I'm saying? And Mike wasn't one of them at all by any stretch. But real quick, you guys, once again, salute to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on both channels. Wasted is 100 away from 10,000 subscribers, you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button over there on Wasted Talent. Salute to the 900 people in the building. And yes, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Brady wasn't in the building, within it was Richard Seymour, it was Sanjit T. The people, I got it. I know the list of people that were in there. But I'm telling you now, Mark Davis leans heavily on Tom Brady.
This is the problem. Tom Brady don't gotta be in the building. He's in his ear. The man who ultimately makes this decision, Brady is in his ear. Brady's his business partner already. This is the thing that you guys miss. He don't own a piece of the Raiders, but they own the Aces together.
Yeah.
They're always together. He's in his ear. We know how Mark operates.
Yeah.
We know how Mark operates. Sometimes the closest person and the last person that's in the room with you before the decision is made is the person who means and matters the most. Yeah. Mark Davis, listen, it has been told to me that you watch what we do. We have a lot of respect for you, Mark Davis.
Definitely.
I'm going to tell you respectfully, Look in the chat. Look at the players in your building. Listen to those players. Listen to guys like us. Not hire this man.
There's a thing that we can do right now as a fan base nation, and this is the reason why we came on here to do this quick live real quick. Like I said, we'll be live for maybe 30 minutes. Okay? Whatever you do, social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, tag the Raiders, hashtag hire AP. Mind you guys, you know, as much as I want Jim Harbaugh as our head coach, it's 1A, 1B with AP. It looks like Harbaugh's going on to LA or staying in Michigan. I'm cool with it. I've always been cool with AP as well. We need to flood Twitter, let everybody know on social media, because once again, I've been told by close people that they watch everything. Everything. They see everything. That's what they get paid for. So go on there and hashtag hire AP. Make sure to tag players, tag Max, tag Josh, tag everybody, because right now, there is a reason right now why there's a hiccup here. There's a reason why we can actually hire these guys right now. If they're the right hires, right, what is the wait for? What is the wait? Is it money?
Hold up. It ain't money. It ain't anything like that. It is somebody that is getting in between history. And I'm going to tell you something right here, guys. Listen, Jim Harbaugh, I told you I was 1A, 1B, but I wanted Antonio Pierce. Graphk and I disagreed on that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'll tell you this. You can't sell me bringing Mike Vrabel in here. You can't sell it. He don't fit. He's good. Yo,
any other year I'll be cool with it.
It'll be a mutiny here. An effing mutiny.
Yeah.
Why, oh why, when you have the answers to the test, do you want to go and reinvent the wheel? All of the players want them. The fan base wants them. Everybody from a legend all the way down want Antonio Pierce. So you know what'll happen if Antonio Pierce fails? We'll all say, hey, we got that wrong, but we were okay with it.
Yeah.
There is no reason to change the dynamic of this building for something that Tom Brady wants, because Tom Brady, I'm going to be real with you, I don't think Mike Vrabel is the best coaching candidate that's even available.
No, not at all. I mean, maybe the third.
We're hiring him just because he's Brady's boy. That's bullshit.
And also, you guys, I want to say this. Salute to Suicide. He's hilarious. Said Brady's Jafar from Aladdin. I want to say this real quick. There may be a reason why now. It may come out later on why Max was so passionate on his podcast about the situation, because there's a lot going on behind closed doors. They're inside the building. They know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like Max is the leader of that locker room. He's going to know the ins and outs of what's going on with this franchise on and off the field. Maybe that is a reason why he was so passionate about this.
This is what I said the other day.
Salute the hub.
The reason why Maxx Crosby went public is because he fucking had to. Yeah. You guys are sitting up there saying, oh, well, you know, if he don't want to, nobody above the shield. He did that for a reason, bro. Because let me tell you something. You don't think he goes up and knocks on the door the way Mark Davis is and say, hey, Mark, man, this is how I feel about this. This is, as from the locker room to all of us, this is how we feel. You don't think he did that before? Yeah. He's doing it for a reason, because they're desperate. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something, Mark Davis. You can't sell this to Raider Nation no more. The Patriot Way ends and dies with Tom Brady at quarterback and Bill Belichick at coach. And if you're not going to go and recreate that, I don't want the effing Patriot Way.
Yeah.
I want the Raider Way. We are the Raiders. We are not the Patriots. The Patriot Way's dead. And you can't sell this to me, bro.
Well, this is the thing. You know, the word that was told to me was the Patriot Way. And by any means, you guys, yes, Vrabel comes from that tree, but he also has been with the Tennessee Titans for a good amount of time, right? So I do look at Mike Vrabel as a Patriot, but I don't look at him and equate to him as the Patriot Way. I truly don't. You know what I mean? Vrabel is a guy, once again, that relies heavily on a run game, heavily on the defensive side of the football. It's kind of that same mindset is well, actually, you know what? I mean, realistically, that is
your peers.
Yeah, I mean AP, but it's also Jim Harbaugh. I mean, and realistically, also, I mean, shit, New England. But all I'm saying is, you guys, we need to let our voices be heard, because right now there's a ton of work. A lot of players are worrisome right now. They're worried about where this may go. And mind you, like I said before, I'm not disrespecting Mike Vrabel by any means. Like, I have a ton of respect for him and what he did for that program out there in Nashville. But I'm just saying, man, there is a reason why everybody is sitting back and saying, what the hell is going on? You can literally hire this guy and hire Champ Kelly as the GM right now. Literally, like, there's no wait. You don't have to do anything anymore. You literally abided by every rule that you had to do in order to get to this point. So I don't know if Mark is still watching Harbaugh very closely. Like I said before, Ed Dodds now has an interview with the Chargers. We know that they coached together in Oakland, years ago in the early 2000s. So I don't know what the holdup is, but from what I'm hearing, this is the holdup. And Mark is he's kind of at a standstill. Like, should I go get this guy? And so on and so forth. Mark, let me tell you something real quick. We're just fans that love this team and that cover this team, right? I'm going to tell you right now, man. Hey, Mark, you've never completely lost this fan base. Even when we left Oakland, a lot of people chose to move on. And when we got to Vegas, they came right back like, you know what? This is my team. It is what it is. I'm used to it now. It's cool. You didn't lose the entire franchise when you moved to Vegas. You may lose a shit ton of your fans over this move.
You know what it'll be. It'll be like people who don't pray at the altar. That's what it'll be. It'll be people. We'll always love this team, right? Yeah. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna kill the innocence of Raider Nation. There's a part of our fan base, bro, that is so wrapped up in the mystique of the Raiders, the image of the Raiders. Mm-hmm. We are so tied into the past and what it means to be a Raider. Being a Raider is more than just wins and losses, because if it was, we would have been going a long time ago, bro. It is a way of life.
Yeah.
By you making a decision like that, you will have completely killed my whole image and view of who your father was, and that living inside of you.
Wasted. I want to say this real quick though, because I don't want us to be the two guys that make this seem like Mike Vrabel is going to be the move. From what I'm told, and from what even all the beat writers are putting out and stuff like that, our GM and our head coach, there's two guys that are the lead candidates for that right now. The issue we have is there's no more waiting anymore. You don't have to wait. You can literally make these guys the guys. And it looks as though Mark is still leaning towards our guys that ran this as interns last year. The interim tags. I'm just saying right now, there's a lot of speculation and a lot of talk. I got to keep, repeating that so people understand
perspective. Look.
Yes, because there is talk right now that potentially Brady is looking at Mark and saying, look, man, Vrabel's the move. And maybe he's saying the fan base to get over it, man. We're trying to win football games. Vrabel's done it. Woo. I don't know. Mind you, Vrabel's never won a championship. He's never, none of that. He's never done it as a head coach. But he is more proven at the NFL level than an Antonio Pierce. Mind you, Antonio Pierce hasn't been
anybody. You can have the worst coach in the NFL. They have more of a resume than Antonio Pierce. Yes. If it was a resume thing, Antonio Pierce wouldn't even be considered. We know, listen, we understand. We're big boys. This ain't about the resume, bro. It's about, I'm talking about as a whole.
Yeah.
This is about what we saw and what took place this year. The special feeling that came back into this organization and how he rejuvenated this fan base, bro. We were rudderless this year, man. We were dejected. We were broken because we believed that Josh McDaniels knew what he was doing. We believed that things were going to turn around. We believed that the Patriot Way was going to get us back on the right track. And when it didn't, bro, that was a hard pill to swallow, bro. It was something hard for us to deal with as a fan base. We were broken, bro.
Yeah.
Because we knew that we had a guy who was taking the soul out of the building. And what Antonio Pierce did was he injected that renegade Raider never say die spirit back into this building. He brought a defense to this building that we could be proud of, right? He got the players and made them come into a building and enjoy going to work every day. And he got the most out of these players. We haven't seen player development in years with the Raiders. This has been the place where people will come in their careers would careen off the cliff a lot of times. And then they would leave and we'd be like, well, why didn't they do that when they were with us?
Salute to Joe.
You know why? Because these guys are human beings, bro. Think about what it takes for you to wake up every day. We're regular Joe Schmoes, right? We wake up and we go to work every day. We punch the clock. And there's some days that you're not inspired. There's some days that you don't like what you do for a living, right? It's a pretty special feeling to go somewhere to work every day and love what you're doing and buy in and believe what you're doing. Belief in human beings is everything. Belief is the difference between living and dying.
Yeah.
That's important, bro. And everybody doesn't have the ability to make people believe. Everyone doesn't have the ability to get people to follow them. That is a special trait, bro. And I'm going to tell you something. Unless Mark and Tom Brady is going to gut this roster and start all over again, there's no other choice but Antonio Pierce at this point. I'm convinced. And let me tell you
real quick, I don't need anybody in the chat, mind you. This is not us. Well, look, I'm not overreacting because I still believe it's going to be AP and Champ Kelly. But the problem is this: when you have guys like Tom Brady, which most of the people in the world respect him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, one of the greatest football players of all time, you know, there was a reason why Josh McDaniels and these guys were hired. There's a reason why Zeke was hired. There's a reason why all year last year, you know, Tom Brady was in the building and all that and was trying to buy a stake in this team. It's not this isn't a coincidence, you guys. It's not a coincidence that Tom Brady is now trying to buy stake in the Raiders, and next thing you know, the Patriot Way is in the building. It's not. It's not a coincidence. Some people, oh no, it's just no. It's not by coincidence. So with Tom Brady here now and getting rid of those guys, you have to really look at this from the outside looking in and say it's very, very it's realistic that they can look at Mike Vrabel. And mind you, I think Vrabel is going to end up in Seattle or somewhere else. I think Dan Quinn kind of lost that with the way that Dallas defense performed against Green Bay. I don't know if he's going to be a head coach at this point. I think McCarthy's going to be gone. They maybe bring Bill Belichick, or they keep Quinn up there. But I had Quinn taking over the Seattle spot. I still believe that Vrabel is going to take over another team. I know everybody's saying that, you know, Seattle may go with the offensive side of the ball type coach now and so on and so forth. I still think Vrabel is going to be probably a name that you're going to hear a lot tied to Seattle. We have not interviewed him yet, you guys. So this is not us trying to bring you guys in here to sell you anything. We've told you what we wanted from day one. It was either AP or Harbaugh. We're not even trying to put any other names in that hat. We've never talked about anybody else outside of Harbaugh and AP.
And so, let me tell you something. If come Friday, those men are not announced, worry.
Yes.
Wasted Talent's telling you that. I'm putting that on me.
To be honest, if they're not hired tonight or by tomorrow, this is what I'm saying. Like the nation, we gotta let our voices be heard. You gotta go hit that social media up. Let them know, like, look, we're hearing things, we don't like it, AP or nothing. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want. Harbaugh or nothing, whatever it is.
I don't want Harbaugh. I want AP.
Look, all I'm saying is this. The problem is this that we haven't even talked about yet, Wasted. So Maxx can't have any power in the, you know, and mind you, I had two sides of the coin with Maxx. I talked about why it's good that he spoke out and why it could potentially be bad that he spoke out, right? Well, why can't Maxx Crosby, a guy that's went out here and almost died for this franchise, have some type of but Tom Brady does?
It makes no sense at all. And that was my point. What has Tom Brady done for the Raiders to earn that level of clearance? What has he done for our organization?
Nothing.
But beat us. What has he done? Yeah. And that's my problem. Yeah. Tom Brady, you ain't earned. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. You might have earned your stripes. You're the greatest quarterback ever, but you ain't earned your stripes with us. You don't deserve to have a seat at the table for this decision. You're not an owner.
I just got off the phone with your mom. Boom, 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 boom. That boy out of there.
So look, man, let me tell you something.
He said you didn't get off the phone with anybody. Let me tell you something. Over here, we don't cap about nothing.
Yo, there's no cap in our rap.
I'm going to be real with you. Bro, we were getting ready for our show tonight. We weren't even trying to do it.
They called us. Why do you think you guys, let me tell you guys something. You know, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit. Do you guys think that a man of my age and accomplishments and a man of his age and accomplishments will come on here for no apparent reason to stir the nation up for some nonsense? We want peace. We want this organization to be one of the banner organization, yes, the standard bearer in the National Football League. There's so many things that come to us through back channels that we don't tell anybody because we don't want it to cause a problem with this team.
Oh, you have no idea.
You have no idea. You have no idea. You got a lot of bums that do this who nobody will ever reach out to. Yeah. We don't happen to be those guys. You understand what I'm saying? We don't make things up because it's about the Raiders first. Yes. And that's the reason why I'm so angry right now.
I've said this, Wasted, and you said this before. If God said you guys can never do a podcast about the Raiders again,
and the Raiders win a Super Bowl,
bye-bye. I'm done. I'm gonna get a regular job.
You can have all of this shit.
Done.
You can have it. I've been waiting since 1984.
Yep. Hey, hip hop podcast on the way. Yeah. Salute to everybody. Everybody in the chat, man, sending supers and all that good stuff. We're not trying to derail the show too much. Salute to everybody in the chat. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. We appreciate you guys for rocking. We're going to be live for another maybe 10 minutes or so. We do have former Raider Louis Murphy, 4th round pick, former Florida Gator legend on the show tonight. So stay tuned for that. Salute the top beats. My initial concern was why Mark Davis hasn't interviewed Harbaugh, but I assumed that was because he was sold on AP. Now another Patriot. Mark Davis will result in a major rejection from the fan base on a major scale. Factory.
Bro,
Factory, brother.
And beyond that, to me, if Tom Brady could just waltz into this building, right, and Charles Woodson, who signed off on AP,
yeah,
if his word don't mean more to you than Tom Brady, I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Right? If Marcus Allen's word don't mean more than Tom Brady, I got a problem with that. Tom Brady ain't never suit up for us one freaking day, ever.
And if anything, I mean, he took our soul many years ago, and we never been able to really fully bounce back from that. Yeah.
And then he's going to go out there with no experience as an owner or in the back channels and go and bring in his buddy.
Yeah.
The thing about it is with me, if there's some substance behind your decision, you will go and pick the guy that you don't know.
Cowboys are keeping McCarthy, so they just broke.
Yeah, I know. I saw that in the chat, man. So Belichick's not going there. So listen, Belichick's 71 years old, man. I think it's time for him to go off into that dark good night. But I'm going to be 100% real with you, bro. You cannot recreate something like what the Patriots have done over the last 25 years. The only way you recreate that is you take some good parts from it and you recreate it on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up.
You recreate it on your own. You use the good parts and then you take what you have and you meld that ideology together, and that is how you build that. I'm sorry, Graphk. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I'm just looking at the chat and I see what Michael said. He said, I appreciate the passion, but actions speak louder than words. Champ is interviewing head coaches and I see no other interviews. And this is facts. At this point, there isn't. But I'm telling you right now, yo, there's a reason right now why we haven't fully signed these guys. Like there is. There's no excuse. Wasted. Like what is the excuse? If you already there's no excuse.
There's none. It's not even like you don't know how he is personally.
Yeah.
The man's worked in your organization over a year. It's not like you don't understand his plan. You got his plan. It's not like you don't know how the players will react and respond to him. They're telling you. It's not you. It's not like, oh, how will the fan base feel about this? We're telling you. We gave you the answer to the test, Mark.
Yeah.
Do it right. Get a man a job. Make history. Make history. Do what your father would do. Be a maverick. Don't fall in line and hire some cookie cutter coach.
I don't think there's any real reason to freak out, wasted, until if they do say that we're bringing in Vrabel for an interview, then it's time to literally flip the table over.
Graphk, I don't need it to get to that point. The fact that it's floating.
No, bro. I agree. It should never get to that point. But right now, there should be a cause of concern because of why we haven't moved on bringing in AP. I know everybody watched the parade. Salute to Savage. Appreciate you, brother. Like, I know everybody watched the parade, you know what I'm saying, and seen him and Champ and Richard Seymour throwing up the X in the picture. Like, it's a done deal. They're still representing the brand. Like, it looks as though this is a done deal. But why is it not a done deal? Look, I'm going to be real with you guys. I did music for 20 plus years, right? I sat down with multiple labels, Interscope, Geffen. I sat down with Warner Brothers, a shit ton of labels, right? And I've always been told, oh yeah, we want to sign you. I wrote for artists and DTP. I've had talks with Young Money, and guess what happens? You always get excited. Oh man, yeah, we can bring you in, sign you, blah blah blah. It always sounds good until that shit is on paper. Until it's on paper, it means nothing. It means nothing. I'm sorry. Anybody can sell you anything until that shit is set in stone. Them T's is crossed and them I's is dotted. That shit means nothing. It means nothing. And right now, Mark is sitting out there with an opportunity the past 24 hours to say, I already satisfied the Rooney Rule. Let me sign my people. What is going on? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, real quick.
Right now, you don't believe.
What?
No, not you. You haven't fully made your decision yet. That's the only. There's nothing else. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing holding you back. Now, listen, the money, all that stuff, that ain't the issue. Antonio Pierce went on that parade the other day and pretty much leaked that he pretty much damn said he was going to be the coach, right? Yeah. And I'm sure there's certain things that have been said to him. There's certain things that have been said to him. This man is going on the interview parade. He's going on 2 interviews. There are certain things that have been said. You know, the Raiders to have Antonio Pierce represent this organization at the Martin Luther King Day parade with Richard Seymour, with Champ Kelly, for them not to hire him, that is a slap in everyone's face, man. That to me, I'll never get over that.
And mind you, some people in the chat, I agree, right? There's a lot to contracts. There's a lot. There's incentives. There's, you know, there's so much that can, it takes time in order to get them right. But I'm gonna be real with you, bro. We watch this year in and year out. When a guy's the guy, they hire the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no sitting around waiting, allowing him to go to another interview and do this and do that. They hire the guy. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think numbers would get in the way with Antonio. Antonio Pierce knows that he has not proven at the NFL level as a head coach. I don't think he's going to sit there and demand any type of money that these other guys would command, right? So there's the reason why it's nerve-wracking. It's like, this should be an easy peasy situation. It's like, Antonio's not going to command a lot of money, right? This is Champ's first real shot at being a full-length GM. It's not going to cost you a shit ton of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the problem? What's the problem? What is the issue at this point? There has to be something else there.
There's an obstacle. There's an obstacle. And listen, it might not be what we want to hear, because it ain't what I want to hear at all. Yeah. Right? But what I need you guys to hear is hear me and hear me good. Hire AP, hashtag hire AP. You tag Mark Davis in it. You tag every player on this team in this. Let's get this thing going. This is a grassroots thing. Everything that's happened this year has been that. Yeah. It has been something that has in my life as a Raider fan, I've never felt what I felt with this defense, man, getting together and them rallying behind AP like that. I haven't felt that in such, and I'm talking, and listen, I'm old enough to remember when we were a perennial winner. Yes. I'm old enough to remember us winning the Super Bowl. I'm old enough to remember us going to the playoffs, and more often than not. Let me tell you something, man. Something special happened this year in this organization, and we cannot spoil it. I don't care what nobody say. Listen, I know. Look, guys, I don't mean to get on my soapbox, but let me tell you something, man.
Bro, you killing it, bro. Talk that shit, bro.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Yo, the heart and the mind. Sometimes the mind gets in the way of the heart, man. The heart of this organization, bro, is what we saw this year from Antonio Pierce. He's the heart of this organization. Him and Maxx Crosby, bro. And I think that you need to do everything you can to keep that thing going. Like, it's not about. Go ahead.
Salute, real quick. Salute to everybody on Twitter tagging me in their posts, already going crazy. Hashtag hire AP. A lot of people tagging all the players. I love it.
You tag Pod Wasted. You tag me too, damn it.
They're tagging you too, bro.
Tag all of us. You tag me. You tag Hammer. You tag everybody who matters in this shit. Yeah. Let's get this man this job.
Yeah. And mind you guys, like I said before, I salute to Max, man. He had his knee surgery today. It looks as though he's doing pretty well. So salute to Maxx Crosby. He officially had his surgery on his knee. Now he has one more, I believe, on his thumb. And we'll go from there. But yeah, man, this would be a total shell shock to this fan base if they decide on going outside of the AP and Champ duo. And mind you guys, like I said before, I love Ed Dodds. I love the idea of bringing him in Harbaugh. I even love the idea better of keeping Dodds, and Champ Kelly together as a 1-2 package, giving, making him a high-ranked official and doing the 1-2 thing with them. But this is, like I said, there is a cause of concern because, look, man, as Raider fans, we don't really get too much good news, man. We don't really get too much good news. So when we finally hear that our guy is the guy that's going to return, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about AP. I'm not even just talking about Champ Kelly, right? I'm talking about AP, the guy that helped revamp that locker room, that got your best player, an all-pro guy, literally screaming that if you don't hire him, I may have to think about the alternative. That's a big, big thing right there.
Yeah, wasted, because guys, you know what? People can say what they want, bro. You got guys that love this organization, bro. You got a guy like a Devontae Adams who actually came here sight unseen because he loves it. He grew up loving this organization.
Yeah.
You got a guy like Maxx Crosby that goes out on that field every week and gives his blood, sweat, and tears. And you know the reason why I don't have a problem with him and those guys speaking out? Because it wasn't for themselves. It was for someone else.
Yeah.
Me, that's brotherhood right there. That's something you can get behind, bro. When you get
how much can Devontae take though, Wasted? How much can and salute to Cap, man. We appreciate you, brother. That means a lot to us. How much can Devontae take? Think of it like this. He was promised he was coming to Vegas to play with his best friend. Weeks later, his best friend is benched and he's out of here, right? Now Maxx finally has a coach outside of Rich because he loved Rich. They wanted to bring Rich, he wanted to bring Rich back, which I thought, and I think a lot of us thought was the wrong decision, but it is what it is. He's in the playoffs right now. We're not. Salute to Rich Bisaccia. You know what I mean? But the thing is this, you don't want to continue to aggravate your superstar players, man. I don't give a fuck how much Devontae loves being a Raider, grew up loving the team. At some point, you get sick of everything. I mean, look, bro, we got family, we got siblings. You know what I mean? It's like, man, fuck you too. And you sick of it, right? Like, it's like, man, I talked to them for a long time. I don't mean you don't love them. You know what I'm saying? Devontae can leave right now and go to a winning situation and still love the Raiders, still be a Raider at heart. But right now, you have to really look at this thing. And Mark, you may have to really listen to your players at this point, because these past 2 days, everybody's been excited. The parade, Antonio pretty much saying like, until it's really set in stone, but it's kind of alluding to him having a job. It's not set in stone yet. What
the court of public opinion can turn on you, and it could be hell for you. And I'm going to tell you guys something.
Hell no, he's not going to hire Tom. Tom Brady wants to be an owner. He's not going to do that.
Let me tell you guys something. When players, great players, right, are respected not only in this building, they're respected around the league.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Free agency is a real thing. If you piss off all your star players, good luck getting another one to come in. You remember years and years, Graphk will tell you, when they would announce the top free agents, we knew we wasn't getting.
None of them. We were looking at the sleepers. We were looking at the sleepers like, okay, we can get him for a deal and potentially bring him in and blah, blah, blah. We were looking at players that had ties to the Raiders and shit. We already knew there were specific guys that we weren't even going to bring. And even then, Al had to like make drastic decisions in order to bring him in. Trade for the Carson Palmer, trade for Randy Moss, guys that didn't even want to be here in the first place. All I'm saying is this: you hit it on the head with that. Wasted. Like, it's easy for Maxx to say, "Hey, y'all, don't come over here." To be real with you, like,
you see what they doing, and they don't have to, bro. Look, you know what's funny? You can look inside the psyche of a player now more so than ever because they all have podcasts. They tell you how they view things like this, from the NBA to the NFL. Just sit there and listen.
Yeah,
and pay attention to stuff like this.
Yeah, facts. Look, real quick. I want to get everybody involved in the chat real fast. We're not going to be live for too much longer. Salute to the 1,600 people in the building. We appreciate you guys. Look, we're the Raiders. If Brady loves the Patriot Way so much, take your ass back to the Patriots. Hire AP now. Raiders. Salute to my guy Ant. Salute to Josh as well. I love AP, but can bro throw the rock too? We need a good OC and a franchise QB. Regardless, no AP without Patrick Graham. And I think that was another reason why you guys, Leslie Frazier was the guy to come in. To get that head coaching, if Patrick Graham decides on going elsewhere and gets another job, right? In which it will not be a defensive coordinator. I don't think that Mark's going to allow him to move on unless he becomes a head coach. He's still in the contract, and if he gets a promotion, Mark's not going to hold him back from that. But I'm telling y'all now, Leslie Frazier there was a reason why. You know what I'm saying? They brought him in because he may be that potential replacement of Patrick Graham. If he decides on going to take a head coaching position elsewhere, then Frazier can come in to be a potential defensive coordinator. Look, I think they're doing this the right way. They're bringing in guys that can fit here, fit there. And I'm not saying that Frazier is the guy that can get it done. He has some pretty good years in Buffalo. He's been across the NFL for a long time. Yeah, I'm not
a member of the '85 Chicago Bears. Yes. Very accomplished. Very accomplished. Look, he listen. He's a part of the Dungy coaching tree. He's accomplished. At this point, though, guys, listen. All the answers to the test are in the building.
Yeah.
The answers to the test are in the building. I think a lot of Mark's problem is he keeps going outside of the building. He keeps, ever since he's owned this team, he's going outside of the building. He's going outside of what we needed.
Yeah.
The answers are in the building, Mark.
Yeah. And mind you, once again, you guys, not jumping to conclusions. Mark may know that, but there's interesting conversations being had behind closed doors where people are really worried about Mark being swayed by Tom Brady's mindset on this whole thing. And that can get spooky. Mind you, like you said, Wasted, Wood is telling you, Marcus Allen is telling you, Richard Seymour is, all these guys are around. And mind you, salute to Richard Seymour. I know he's fresh in the building. He's a part of what they got going on now. I don't think that Richie is going to say, don't hire him. Don't hire him. I think he's going to, I'm not saying that Richard Seymour is going to be the company man, but this is a great opportunity for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think if Mark decides on going another way, I don't think that Richard Seymour is going to be like, yo, you're making the wrong decision. Me personally, I don't. I can see Seawood. I can see Marcus Allen and these guys saying, look, that's your guy.
See, this is the thing. Sometimes you got to listen.
He was also a Patriot. You guys remember this.
And that's the thing. See, this is the thing, bro. If Tom Brady's going this way and Richard Seymour's going that way and they're next to Mark, that could be an issue. Yeah, I don't know how Richard Seymour sits on this because they took a picture with AP. I don't know Richard Seymour.
No, he's in on all the interview process.
What I'm saying is I don't know exactly who his allegiance is to.
And see, that's the scary thing, bro.
It's very scary because Mike Vrabel is his teammate for real. They were on that defense for real. They were leaders on that defense, bro. Yes, they came into this league around the same time. Yeah. So it is a scary proposition. And the fact that Mark, and look, we know Rich played for the Raiders, right? Yeah. But at his core, nobody remembers him as a Raider. We do, but the Hall of Fame.
Some good years for us. 2-time Pro Bowler. He did some things.
But that man did a lot of damage in New England. Yes. And him being here and Mark loving him the way he does, I think it has a lot to do with what he did in New England.
And that's the scary thing because it's like, why is Wood not in? Why is Wood not where Richard Seymour is? Why is Marcus Allen not where you know what I mean? Like, why are these legends that pretty much played their entire career, which I know Will went to Green Bay, in which he did not want to go. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to remain a Raider forever. But he ended up coming back, retiring. We know how that shit went. Wood is a Raider through and through. But that's the scary thing, bro. It's like Seymour and Tom are like this. You know what I'm saying? Too, because of their allegiance.
They won together, bro. Yeah. Yo, listen, and I'm going to tell you something. When you want to get a real opinion from somebody, ask somebody that you're not cutting a paycheck to. Ask somebody who don't need you.
Yeah.
See, that's why, I don't always like to go and harp on the old Raiders because that's not their field of endeavor to hire people. Yeah. But the reason why I respect Charles Woodson so much is because Charles Woodson has made his own way. He has his own whiskey. He has his own business endeavors. He's on television. Shout out to Woodson Whiskey. WoodSonWhiskey.com. Go get yourself some if you haven't already. And if you don't know by now, you know now.
Yeah. And real quick, mind you, we love Richard Seymour. We love what he brought to the Raiders.
Yes, we do. So we do. He's a Raider. I respect his years here. But what I'm saying is that, he's not a homegrown Raider. We didn't draft him. We didn't draft him. Yeah. The Patriots drafted him. He had the prime of his career with the New England Patriots. Yeah. Let's call it what it is. Calling Richard Seymour more of a Raider than a Patriot is like calling Michael Jordan more of a Wizard than a Bull. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to Richard Seymour. And I know that he has a connection to the Patriot Way. Yeah. And these are two guys that are in Mark Davis's ear. And the fact that it's floating around and that we got word to actually go live.
Oh, no. Then that's what I was going to tell John. Like, bro, we weren't going to go live. I got a call.
We got word to do this. We have a show tonight. We got a show tonight.
Bro, I was going to spend the next few hours with my family before I had to do this shit.
Me too. I was making dinner. I was making dinner and preparing my questions for tonight.
Yes.
That's what I was doing. I was preparing for our interview tonight because it's very important to us. This is a guy that was one of my favorite Raiders when he was
here. Me too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. Right? I hope you guys are excited too. I hope you'll be in the building. But let me tell you something. We were told, listen, we need y'all to do this.
Yep.
And I listen, I probably shouldn't say that, but that's what happened.
And the funny was I was actually told not to say that, but you know what? He respects us enough to know that shit happened.
My fault. I didn't know that. My bad, bro.
No, bro, but I've said it too. So I mean, it is what it is. Salute to Wilder. Stop with the BS, Davis. We got our coach with AP. The GOATs have spoken. We won AP. F Brady at this point. Raiders. Salute to my guy Wilder. Salute to Pineapple. Also, the locker room after the Denver game and seeing the Raider legends there to support AP was something special. Yeah, bro, you just can't teach that kind of shit, bro. Like
you can't put that. You can't package it and sell it.
No.
When you see things like that, man,
yeah,
you got to accept it. You got to realize it. It's like seeing greatness run past you. Have you ever had a chance to see some greatness run past you on a field of play?
Yes.
You know it.
Yeah.
You
instantly know.
You're like, whoa, shit, that he ain't the same.
Bro, there's been times where I went out with guys that I knew that were scouting for like schools or whatever. And I'm like, I need to know that kid's name because I want to remember this moment when they go into the league. So no, I agree with you, bro. I know exactly what you're
and I'm going to tell you guys, there's a lot of people in the nation who they're not behind AP and they're behind.
But I respect that also though. There's no.
And I respect it. But what I'm going to tell you is this, and this is one of the reasons why. Listen, like I said, I can get behind Jim Harbaugh. I can't get behind Mark Vrabel because there's nothing. I don't see how that lines up here. How does that line up? How does it? So now he's going to have to come in, be good at what he does, and win the locker room, and win the fan base. Yeah. There are too many obstacles for him to get over.
But I can tell you one thing about Mike Vrabel, and I've heard this, and we're going to have our brother Paul on. We were supposed to have him on yesterday. Something happened with my laptop. I couldn't do it. But we all know who his client is. Who is his client, Wasted?
Mr. Jeffrey Simmons, baby.
Jeffrey Simmons. What franchise does he play for?
The Tennessee Titans, the best player on the Tennessee Titans.
Mike Vrabel is a locker room guy as well. People love him. So this is no shade to him. And to be honest with you, I think at this point, if you did hire Mike Vrabel, everybody would be in uproar. But I'll tell you one thing, as Raider fans, we all know this, right? Winning cures everything. I'm not saying that Mike Vrabel's the guy to do it. I agree with everybody else. Hire AP. Hire AP. Hire AP. But if Vrabel comes in, we'll all be initially pissed. But if he turns this thing around, it is what it is. Players will be happy too. But that's a huge if. If you already have, like you said, the answers are already in the building, right? So why go look for the answers outside?
So this is why I'm telling you, listen, it's people, placing things. And shout out to Mitchell Renz. Mitch is in the building. Shout out to our brother Mitch.
Right? Our brother, man. Yeah.
This is the thing. It's people, places, and things. There are a lot of times where you might be in the wrong place with the wrong people and bad things happen.
Real quick, wait, real fast. While we have Mitch, my bad, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yo, Mitch, you were one of the people that I was asked to put that message out there, bro. Put that message out there. You're one of the biggest, actually the biggest.
You are the biggest.
Raiders YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and push that, man. Push it about hiring AP, man. Because at this point, there's a lot going on behind closed doors right now. And until this is set in stone, we're not gonna be able to sleep at night.
Yo, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. The reason, and listen, on paper, Mike Vrabel seems like a great idea. It seems like a great idea because he is a very good coach. Yeah. I'm not coming in here telling you that he's a bum and all this nonsense. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is that when you come into a situation such as this, he has an added level of pressure and an added obstacle because if he comes in day one, he has to gain the locker room. Day one. Now, when you're coming off of a situation,
Brian, all that stuff is done. Go ahead.
When your coach was fired, right? So say, for instance, the AP thing didn't happen this year.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels was fired. They make Rob Ryan the interim coach. We go 3-13 or so, or 3-15 or whatever. We were 17 games now, 3-14. We go 3-14, and we're a terrible team. And we bring Mike Vrabel in.
Yeah,
your veterans will get behind that.
Yeah,
they're like, he's a good coach. He's had some success. He's a player's guy. I like this guy.
Yeah,
that's not the situation.
No,
you got a guy that some of these players on this organization, like a Jack Jones, they love this man.
Yeah, grew up with him,
bro.
Yeah,
that's one of our youngest, brightest finds. They love this guy. You got a fan base that love this guy.
A guy that could potentially be a superstar, and he played like that.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
It's too much. You have to sell it on too many levels for it. It will be a miracle for it to be as successful as it could be, because most of Mike Vrabel's time is going to be, okay, the football in. People say the peripheral things don't matter, but it does. It matters, bro. It matters. It matters, bro. And even if we come out and win a few games, it'll take for him to win a playoff game. It'll take an entire season to get Raider Nation to completely on board. Like, listen, I just want this team to win, bro. I
agree.
I do. And if Mike Vrabel were to come here and we start winning, I'll change my tune, because, listen, I just want us to win. Half of the time I tell you, I don't give a damn if a Martian came down from Saturn or something like that.
Well, I mean, but this is the thing. We usually don't, like I said, we don't have a lot to be happy about year in and year out. When we got Devontae Adams, it was like we won the Super Bowl. I remember the nation just being so just unified. Everybody was like, oh my God, we got our guy, right? Now it's the same thing right now. Like, but this is actually realistic. At that point, a lot of people didn't think Devontae would even happen. This is actually realistic, right? We have these two guys in the building wearing raided out, Champ Kelly being in there during the process of the interviews. I want to know what the holdup is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what kind of PR move they're going to use in order to say, oh, this is why it took so long and blah, blah, blah. To me, there's no real excuse wasted. You got your guys in there. Hire them.
It's no excuse, bro.
There's none. The process.
Capitalize on the excitement. Yeah. Because, to be honest with you, Antonio Pierce is the only thing you can sell to us right now.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to get us out there to buy these season tickets right now. The only thing that's going to have us that right now, bro, listen, we love the Raiders. And you know what?
Bro, Mark can put out a shirt right now that says #hired AP. Everybody's going to buy one.
But, bro, what I'm saying is it's been a long time since we had something to be really, really excited about. A long time, bro. Yeah. It feels good to be excited about this team in the offseason, even though we didn't get the desired result.
Yeah.
Feels good, man. And not bringing this guy in, the only thing that would have been palatable to the nation is Jim Harbaugh. And I'm going to tell you why I wasn't behind the Jim Harbaugh thing to begin with. Because I feel that Jim Harbaugh is in a place that is his dream job. He played for the University of Michigan. He won a national title there. And I think Jim Harbaugh is using all these NFL teams as leverage. If he comes out, it's because he didn't get the assurances that he won't be fired or you suspended or whatever comes with the NCAA. I think Jim Harbaugh is using the NFL as leverage the same way he did previously.
We talked about that. Yeah, we talked
about that.
I think it's real this time, though, bro. Like I always thought that he was going to return to Michigan, but with now Dodd's going out there, I feel like the LA thing is going to happen.
It could be because maybe he didn't get the answers he wanted from Michigan. But what I'm telling you is it feels very Ndamukong Suh-esque.
Yeah.
I don't think he was going to come here. The fact that he didn't interview here first, just totally, I'm totally out on it.
Forget also, he was a quarterback for the Chargers. He went to San Diego State. There's ties there. So, you know what I mean? People tend to forget that Jim Harbaugh has ties with the Chargers. Salute
and bro, and I'm telling you, the Spanos, one of the Spanoses will give Harbaugh a kidney or something. They need him way more than we need him. Yeah. They need him, bro. Like with us, I think we have something special in the building. And what that is I think once you have the belief, that's the basis of any winning franchise. When you have people on board and believing and moving in the same direction, you know how hard it is to get. Listen, listen, I don't want to get into my personal life, bro, but I've always had to lead people. It is one of the hardest things in the world to do, to get people on the same mind frame to move in one direction. It is hard.
I disagree with you. When you're a natural leader, it comes easy. And it comes easy for you.
Bro, let me finish my thought, brother. Let me finish this. It is hard for most to do that.
This is the most backhanded compliment I ever got in my life, and I love it.
No, but
no, go ahead.
It is hard to get people to do it. But leaders are born, they are not made. Yeah. And when you can get people to move in the same direction, that is the reason why the chosen few lead. Yeah. That is the reason why the chosen few lead. Because they have the ability to. There are a lot of guys who are smart football guys out there. There are guys that should be great coaches. How many times have we seen Norv Turner and say, damn, Norv Turner should have been a great head coach. Yeah. Josh McDaniels should be a great head coach. Yeah. We can go up and down the line. Adam Gase, look how smart that guy is. He should be a great head coach. Eric Mangini should be a great head coach.
Yeah.
Why not? Because they ain't leaders. And there are not a lot of them. And I'm going to tell you something. When you find one and you recognize that, it's like finding special talent. You have to cultivate that talent.
Supreme talent. Salute the mask. Absolute legends in the chat. Salute the Stu and salute the Renz. Salute to our brothers, man. My brother Stu is in the building. I owe him a phone call, man. I got to call him back. Salute to my guy Mask 80, man. Always supporting what we do over here. But yeah, man, look, we had to go live, you guys, and talk about this. Look, usually we know when there's rumors, we always talk about them, right? And we're always the guys that we don't come on here and just talk about rumor after. We'll dead the rumors. We love to come on here and just say, oh yeah, you heard that? Cap. Move on to the next shit, right? Oh, you heard this? Cap. Bullshit. This is something that we got, you know, from people that actually know what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little nerve-wracking right now to see that he hasn't been hired yet. And now we're hearing the Mike Vrabel talk. There was already talk about him in these past few days. People, what about Mike Vrabel? We talked about him a few lives ago. You know what I'm saying? Potentially getting an interview and, you know, and so on and so forth. So all I'm saying is at this point, you guys, it's not over till it's over. And that's the scary thing.
And there's another thing I want to say in parting. There's a reason why Mike Florio wrote that. Mike Florio doesn't just make things up. I don't like Mike Florio.
Me neither. He doesn't like the Raiders, but one thing, he doesn't really usually lie about.
He don't make things up. Yeah. He wouldn't be where he is in his career.
He's an asshole. He's a total dickhead.
Listen, Mike Florio looks like a ventriloquist dummy. Yeah. Can't stand the guy, but he don't make shit up. He looks
like what Mel Kiper's shit log would look like. He looks like a Mel Kiper shit log.
Mike Vrabel looks like.
Oh, not Mike Vrabel, Mike Florio.
Not Mike. Yeah, Mike Florio, Vrabel, whatever. But Mike Florio looks like.
He looks like a 1, a 2, a 3.
But you know what he actually looks like, though, dude? He looks like Weekend at Bernie's. That's what he looks like. He looks like there was a spell put on him. He just comes in. And he's like, I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders. The Raiders suck. You know what I'm saying? Right? But the one thing he doesn't do is he doesn't make shit up. Somebody handed him that. Yeah. Somebody gave that to him. And they gave it to him for a reason. Yeah. Because they're checking the temperature of the nation.
And it was given to us for a reason. To check.
And guess what? I want you guys to be the thermometer and show them that we will not accept anything less than what we've been asking for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, salute, hey, real quick, too. Salute to our brother, Mitch. Real quick.
Right button. Had a lot of people ask me, what the hell's the holdup right now with the Raiders officially announcing Champ Kelly and Antonio Pierce? The unfortunate answer to that is I don't freaking know exactly what's happening here. And I am worried because where there's smoke, there's fire. There was a report earlier this morning from Mike Florio saying that, guess what? The Raiders are leaning towards Mike Vrabel. Had a Raiders player reach out to me today and said he doesn't know exactly what's happening. He's getting nervous about it. Just heard Graphk, Raider, and Wasted talking about it on their show, saying that they have sources telling them that Tom Brady is, in fact, talking to Mark Davis now, really hyping up Mike Vrabel. And where I do say where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm telling you right now, Mark, if you end up not hiring Antonio Pierce, people are going to be coming for you. And you're better off probably just selling the team because people are going to be so sick and tired of what you're doing to this organization. So Graphk said it, and I'm going to say it here. Mark Davis watches what we do. So let's get loud. I need everybody to spam hire AP.
Let's go. Salute to our brother, Mitch.
Yo, shout out to Danny Tanner of Raider Nation. Mitchell Renz, man.
Salute to my brother, Mitch, man. Salute to the 1,700 people in the building. If you guys get an opportunity to tonight, I know there's a lot of old school Raider fans in the building. We have another show here in an hour and a half with former Raider Louis Murphy Jr. Make sure you guys pull up, man. But today, go on Instagram, go on Twitter, let our voices be heard, you guys. Go on there, hashtag hire AP, even if it's horrible, whoever you want. Let's not allow, if this news is real, right? Let's not allow Tom Brady to dictate how our situation moves. The last thing we want to do is have a guy that killed our franchise, literally, like the Tuck rule. And
Kill it some more. Kill it some more.
Some more. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, Ice Cube, hashtag hire AP. Hey, Too Short, hashtag hire AP. Hey, TQ. I mean, you know.
I hit up Q too, definitely.
TQ, you do it too.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody who is a Raider out there, hire AP.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing less. Cube, especially you. You claim you're the president of Raider Nation. Hire AP, Ice Cube.
There you go.
The F out of here.
Salute to my brother Wasted. I'm gonna get my coffee and stuff ready to go for this show.
I'm gonna actually talk to my wife, which I haven't been able to do.
There you have it. I would hate to leave with almost 1,700 people in the building, but we'll be back in an hour and a half. Nation, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Once again, on the way out, we want to tell you guys this was news that was forwarded to us. This is not a situation where we're trying to create a shitstorm in the nation. Anyone that really watches what we do, we're the furthest thing from trying to create controversy because we genuinely love this team. We love this team more than anything. The last thing we want to do is see more dysfunction, more bullshit surrounded around our Raiders. Okay, but we have to talk about it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm going to be real with you guys. From what I was told, this fire is real as fuck. So until AP is hired, which I do believe still will happen, and I do believe Champ Kelly will still be hired as the GM. But until that happens, hey, man, we got to be out here screaming, hire AP, do the right thing, hashtag whatever the hell y'all can. Hey, man, make it happen. Other than that, man, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. See y'all about in an hour and a half with Louis Murphy Jr. We outro. One.
That's what I'm talking about.